Good morning, Intenders.
Good morning.
Welcome back to Morning Intentions. Today is Wednesday, December 17th, and we're so happy you're here with us for this month of trust.
This month that's almost over.
Yes, it is.
We only have a few more days for the entire year. How are you feeling about that, Ada?
I'm feeling good about it. I'm ready for some rest and reset, some time to recharge, to rejuvenate myself.
Rest, recharge, rejuvenate.
Yes, all those re's, and to get back at it the first week of January. And I would urge everyone, even if you can't take time off of work around the holidays, still structure your life so you can rejuvenate and relax and recharge.
That's intentional too.
Yes, life has to be intentional. All of life. So often we let life happen to us. And of course, as I mentioned earlier this week, and we've mentioned it throughout the month, there are parts of life you cannot control. That then means that the parts of life we can control, we can be intentional about everything that happens within our control. We can be intentional with our thoughts. We can be intentional with our off time. We can be intentional with how we respond, not react, to the things that are outside of our control. Being intentional about what we can control makes such a difference when it comes to trust. And for those of you who are wondering, well, wait, okay, the end of this week, that's not the end of the year. We are taking the last 2 weeks off of Morning Intentions so we can relax and recharge and be ready to rock and roll in 2026. The journey's not stopping at all. We're just taking some time to rest.
Now, normally we have everything planned out, but it's been a very busy last portion of the year, hasn't it, Ada?
It sure has.
And we've been trying to think about what we want to cover in the podcast because we're all moving along together and we want to do something new, but maybe not too new for people that are just joining us. But we do want to keep moving forward and take things deeper. So we thought that for the first time, I think this is, that if you have a request about a certain theme or maybe something that would just last a few weeks, don't worry yourself about that part. But if you have a subject that you would like us to cover on Morning Intentions, since it is the community podcast, no matter where you're from, like we talked about on Monday, we have an audience that's spread all over. But we can come together and learn together. That's our goal. So if you have a topic, a subject that you would like us to cover in the new year, please let us know. Please reach out.
You can email us at podcast@AnnetteandAda.com. That's a great way to reach us, not just about theme suggestion, but just about anything. We'd love to hear from you. And we have taken people's suggestions, but this is the first time that we've put it out there that we're open to suggestions.
Yeah, sometimes we'll get clients who will say, oh, I wish you guys would talk about this. And then we do.
Yeah.
But this is the first time that I can remember anyway that we said we are not certain on our theme for January yet or February. So if you'd like to contribute an idea, we would love to hear it.
We sure would. But that's not what we're doing today. Today, we're continuing on with trust. And for our last few days, we wanted to talk about and discuss the idea of soothe, don't suppress.
Soothe, don't suppress. I love that.
Meaning, when we have big feelings, when we have a lot going on inside of us, we don't want to suppress those feelings and emotions. We don't want to suppress that experience and just push it down and say, I don't have time to deal with this, or this is too much. I'm just going to try to ignore it and forge ahead. We want to take the opportunity to soothe those feelings and listen to them and experience them. And maybe we need support for that. But just telling ourselves, oh, just get over it. It's in the past. It's no big deal. I just have to move on from this.
Or the classic, oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Oh, my goodness. If I have to hear, oh, it's fine, one more time, I will not be fine. And we hear that each and every day. So you all can say it's fine. I'm being facetious there and maybe a little over the top. But so often we hear it's fine. Someone will be describing real misbehavior, real hurt, and they'll brush it off pretty quickly. One breath, they'll say what's happening. The next breath, they'll say it's fine. Now, of course, they don't really mean it's fine. They're overwhelmed. They're anxious. They don't know what to do. And when we don't know what to do, a lot of people just say it's fine and try to push their feelings down, push their hurt away so they don't have to feel it.
But that doesn't work.
Oh, yeah, of course. I was going to say, you guys probably know if you've been listening to Morning Intentions, this doesn't work. If you push your feelings down, they come out another way. Think of a water balloon. If you don't fill the balloon up all the way, you can squish it, but if you squeeze it, well, it'll go to one end. If you squeeze that in, it goes to the other end. You can't actually hold on to a feeling and make it not affect you. That's impossible. If you hold on to it, it'll just squish out some other way. Whether it's anxiety, whether it's tension, all of these emotions, you'll feel them anyway. They will affect how you show up. So there's only one option. If I try not to feel it, but it still affects me anyway, or I feel it and I soothe it and I can move beyond it. Because Annette, what did you learn a few weeks ago?
That feeling my feelings, number one, it is a gift to our lives. Number two, it doesn't last forever. So if a feeling of grief or loss comes up, or sadness, even a real fear about an issue, if we allow that feeling to come up and then we're willing to look at it and feel it in our bodies, it doesn't really last that long, 15, 20 minutes max. And then it kind of says, okay, thank you. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to show myself. I don't want us to leave this episode without a little bit of a warning. And this is the warning. We're talking about our nervous system now. And we can say, oh, I don't want to be bothered with the feelings, or I'm going to distract myself from my feelings because they're too painful to look at. It's not going to last forever. So maybe getting support in doing that, and you'll learn to actually have muscles, figuratively speaking, that will allow you to, okay, here comes a feeling. Oh, here it is. Oh, okay, here it is. Here it is. And then it'll dissipate. But what we don't want to do is what you're saying, Ada, is to push them down, distract ourselves, or tell ourselves to just get over it, or it's not that big of a deal, or it's fine. The reason is when we do that, our nervous system doesn't calm down like we might think. Our nervous system does not calm down by pushing our feelings away. What happens is our nervous system learns that feelings and emotions are dangerous and they're to be avoided. Then we become numb to the world.
And we participate in activities that numb us further.
And our anxiety increases, our tension increases. It's much easier to get triggered because we haven't processed those feelings and emotions. So that's my warning that I know both of Ada and I wanted to make sure that we covered in this episode of the podcast. Not only does pushing it down not work, which I love your water balloon analogy, Ada, but it's actually dangerous because our anxiety will increase, our tension will increase, and we're more susceptible to being triggered and re-triggered because we haven't processed what we're already holding. I know our mentor used for me the analogy of a trash bag. And she said, you're not willing to look at your feelings, then the feelings just pile up like they're in a trash bag. And then pretty soon we just get filled to the brim. So of course we're going to be triggered by everything. But if we allow ourselves to feel our feelings and look at them, they dissipate. They don't fill up our figurative trash bag because they've been processed.
So take it from Annette. She was a difficult nut to crack when it came to feeling her feelings. I'd say, Mom, you should feel it. Oh, what's that going to do? That's what she'd always say. What's that going to do? And she found out that it does a lot, and it helps a lot. So you can spend 20 minutes and feel your feelings, or you can spend 20 years suppressing them. Which one are you going to do? You actually get over things faster if you just feel your feelings. And we'll talk more about the how-to part of that
of the
tomorrow.
soothing.
Exactly. But for today, our intention is I will not push my feelings down, distract myself from them, or tell myself to just get over it. Instead, I will feel my feelings. I will not push my feelings down, distract myself from them, or tell myself to just get over it. Instead, I will feel my feelings. Thank you so much for joining us. Our day is better because you are part of our day. See you tomorrow.
See you then.